Hello traders, and welcome back to our Q's analysis class here tonight on Monday, February 5th of 2013. Caroline Lezon here, a graduate student of the Blockchain Mentoring Program. Wall Street finished the day in the red here today. A very bloody day on Wall Street and really nice opportunities for day traders out there. And first of all, I wanted to share two of my trades here with you that I made today. One of them was on Apple and then the other was on the Qs as usual. So the first one, I want you to take a quick look at the Apple 5-minute chart. It's an intraday chart. Okay, so we're starting the day right here. We'll pull in back down to this area of support down here, and then as you can see here, we do have a low formation right here at the bottom of this down leg, which is the low base formation. And as you can see, I just put that little trend line down below it because I was waiting for a little breakout through that low base to the downside, but it never happened, so I never got into a trade. It saved me. So it's really nice to have a set of rules in place that you can follow with confidence. So I was never in a trade, and then we bounced off of it, went higher, couldn't sustain that high here. We formed a little bear pullback, and boom, we broke outside of that pullback to the downside. And as you can see, I just drew that other trend line right here. And I was in a trade at about 11:15 in the morning, and I wrote it down with my stops in place. I was still in the trade out here, still in, and I was out at about 12:25 on that candlestick right here. I made a little profit right there. So that was a really nice trade, and I finished trading Apple at that point. As soon as I was out, I was done trading because it was about that time. 12:25, it's past my trading hours, but I normally trade till 11:30 in the morning, but that was a really nice trade that I was watching, and I was moving my stops and making sure I was locking in some profits. So that's why I stood out here longer, but it was really worth it. So that is one of the trades right here. So now let's take a look at the other one here on the Qs. Another really nice setup. As you can see here, we had this gap down earlier today this morning, and then we were just trying to decide which way to go. We were forming that low base right there. We pushed it all the way higher, couldn't sustain it, and we slowly kept going lower. Couldn't break outside of the moving averages. As you can see, we just kept hitting that 8 moving average, which you see here in green, and we couldn't sustain this high again. As you can see, I drew that little trend line right here that you see here in gray, and once we broke it, it was about this time right here, 11:20, I was in the trade. So I just wrote it down here, and I do have another trend line right here, which was some sort of area support that we kept hitting, and then we kept pulling back down, and it was a pretty strong area support. But to let you know, I just got out of that trade on this candlestick right here at 11:45. So that was a really nice quick trade on the Qs that I made. So I was done trading the Qs at that point, and I was still watching my Apple trade. So I was trying to monitor two of them at the same time. So that was a busy morning. So that is what I wanted to share with you as far as my day trading goes. And now let's move to our daily chart. So let's take a look at the Q's daily chart and look what we see here. Finally, we do see some action going on here. Wow, on Friday, we broke outside of that trading range right here. We went higher, much higher, made a little double top. We just missed it by a penny. And we pulled back down here today, big time on higher volume above the average with the MACD pointing lower, and we are riding lower. We're going south. We broke through the 67.20 again, and we are now approaching this area of support down here at 66.37, which I want you to pay close attention to really tomorrow. Because if we do ever break through the 66.37 and close the day lower, it would be even better if we could close below the low of January 8th, which was at 66.17. If we close below both of those areas of support, we would be in trouble. We could head lower, but first of all, we'll have some areas of support to break through on our way down. Here, the 50-day moving average, and then the 200-day moving average down here, which you see here in blue, and then that low area of support down here at about 65.25. So those are some areas of support for you to watch if we do go lower tomorrow. And also watch this area of resistance up here, the 67.20 again. All right. So that's all that I wanted to share with you today. Hope you enjoyed the class. Safe trading to all of you, and I will see you back in class again tomorrow.